Hello, everyone, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and we are all about pantry preparedness. Today, we are diving into 26 pounds of cheese. Yes, you heard me right. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to show you how I plan to preserve all of this. We are going to be shredding. We're going to be freeze drying. We're going to be cubing. We're going to be storing. And we'll even sprinkle in some fun cheese facts along the way. Let's get started. Over a year ago now, we got an Azure drop near our area. Oh, this is heavy. I did not pick this up. Phil did. Okay. So Phil ran to town for me for the Azure drop. There's no way I could have lifted this box at all. But we got an Azure drop. So if you don't have one near you, then you can always try to organize one if so inclined, okay? Or maybe you can convince somebody else to. But this is my order for this month. And how I do it is that I pick basically a quadrant, and that's what I focus on every month. So this month, it's all about the cheese. Please, yes, cheese. We have organic pepper jack cheese. That just looks so good. And we have calico. Yeah, they call it calico. I think a lot of us call it Colby, right? But good. They have, oh, this is like one of my favorites. They have organic mild cheddar. It's white cheddar. It's crazy good. And they have Monterey Jack cheese. Good stuff. And then, you know, you can't have cheese without some mozzarella, right? Ooh, nice big thing of mozzarella. That's the order that I got this month. I love Azure. I have so much fun with Azure and with stocking up with them because it allows me to separate out my purchases and to buy in bulk to get me through a longer time period. Now, of course, this is not shelf stable, and you do have to do some things to make it last longer, right? But for the most part, this stuff lasts a really long time as it is. Well, except for the fact that we consume a lot of it. When done right, buying from Azure in bulk can save you a good chunk of money compared to buying from the grocery store. You get really great quality products. You get that in bulk, and it has smaller sizes too. I mean, you can get smaller sizes of just about everything, but you can buy it in bulk also. They have such an amazing variety of offering. It's too much, honestly. To go through one of their paper catalogs is confusing. And I have spent hours on their website just surfing to see everything that they've got. And still, they manage to come up with stuff that they feature on a monthly basis that I'm like, I didn't know you had that. Really? You've got that? Okay, that's cool. Now I know where to get that. You know, it's a great thing. So if you haven't checked them out, there's a link in the description box below, and it will take you to Azure to see if there's a drop anywhere near you. It's a great way to meet people, number one, but it's a great way to stock your pantry too. And there's like no minimum personal order. So if you only want to get one thing, you can just get one thing. It's great. And that's where I get my 1.5 jars from. We're going to see how this works with one arm and trying not to, this is not going to work. Okay, but I am going to, there we go, cube this up. Now, this is the mild cheddar. This is the mild cheddar. And yes, I know I'm probably not supposed to be doing this, but, you know, I am. Okay. And so we are going to cube this up. And part of this will stay in the refrigerator. And part of this will get frozen so that we've got it later. And I'm also going to save a smaller piece of each one because, well, not each one, but out of 4 of them, because I'm going to freeze dry those. Oh, yeah, good stuff. So I just take it and get my vacuum seal bags out. Okay. And then make it fit one way or another. We're gonna make it fit. There we go. And you just have to make sure that you are labeling your bags because that's important. Right now, I'm just going to bag them up. I will vacuum seal them when I get all of them to that point. So cubing it is great for portion control, easy snacking, casseroles, or melting into soups. Makes it super simple. And yeah, having it in the freezer, for any of those applications, it doesn't matter what it is like when you pull it out, right? It'll crumble up. The texture will be a little bit different as far as preparing it, but not for eating. Eating, the texture is going to be, yeah, just exactly the same. It's going to melt and be delicious and wonderful. And it's a good thing the doctor's office is tomorrow because I'm probably not supposed to be doing this. I've been really good about wearing my sling today and trying to keep my arm as immobile as possible. Easier said than done, my friends. Okay, so it's great for portion control, for snacking, for casseroles, or melting into soups and stews. And then for storage, vacuum sealed or airtight containers are best to prevent freezer burn. Because even your cheese can get freezer burned. Yes, it can. And it is so convenient. It's like having your own cheese drawer at the ready. I don't know about you guys, but I've got that weird little in-the-middle cheese drawer, on my fridge. Well, you can use it for a bunch of different things. I use it for cheese. I love having a cheese drawer, but having backup in the freezer, that's amazing. Labeling is super important, okay? And as long as you can read it, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. There we go. And I know this is all from this year, so I'm not going to bother with the date because it won't be here next year. That I can guarantee. Do you know how much macaroni and cheese I can make that man with this? Oh my gosh. It's going to be fantabulous. Whoop. Now, keeping it in the freezer means I get to keep it longer. The freezer, just like with pretty much anything else, it stops the clock, right? Keeping it in the fridge, well, that's a different ballgame. That's short-term cheese, is what you keep in the fridge. And then the best method is to wrap it in parchment paper or wax paper, that kind of thing, then a loose plastic wrap bag. That's honestly just one of the easier ways to do it. It helps prevent sweating and mold while keeping flavor. So that's what you want to consider when it's in the refrigerator. Which of these cheeses is your favorite to stock up in your fridge or pantry? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, we're also going to shred some. So this is my best friend. And we're going to shred some up. Now, why do you shred it? Okay, number one, it's super convenient, faster meal prep, that kind of thing. The tip is to dust it very lightly with cornstarch once you shred it if you're going to put it in the freezer because it keeps it from clumping up. And I do want to mention that, when you buy the stuff at the grocery store that's already pre-shedded, that it does have anti-caking agents in it. And this is cleaner, it's healthier, and technically it's cheaper. It's also noisier for a minute too. Now, I actually do have a purpose for this, and that is that I am going to shred part of each of these, and they're going to go into the freeze dryer because freeze-dried cheese is shelf stable, okay? So I was reading on it this morning, and I just need to spread it out on the tray, and then it should be good to go. I guess we're going to find out, right? So I just need to keep track of them so that I know which one is which. So for my experienced freeze dryers, if you're putting multiple things in there, how do you keep track? I'm going to figure this out. Yeah, and that's what it looks like when I'm not talking. Yay. Look at that beautiful pepper jack. Yes, I love pepper jack. There are certain cheeses that freeze dry better. So typically your hard cheeses. So your pepper jack, your Monterey, your cheddars, and even your mozzarella, which to me isn't a hard cheese, but apparently it is according to Harvest Right. But not cream cheese, that doesn't do well, or ricotta, that also doesn't do well. But these cheeses, according to Harvest Right, should do very well. So we're going to treat the pepper jack just like we did the cheddar. Did you know that cheese is one of the oldest preserved foods? It's over 7,000 years old. Not this particular block, but you know what I mean. Yep, cheese is the bomb, the culinary glue, my friends. Oh my gosh. And what's really fun is the world's largest cheese wheel is 57,518 pounds. Can you imagine that cheese? Yes, good stuff. I wonder how much cheese the average person eats over the course of a lifetime. Wow. Okay. I might have to have Phil come up here and dice these up here for me. Oh yeah, but we're gonna get through this part here. Then I'll be good. Pepper jack. And now we have some beautiful shredded pepper jack. Okay, so that's our next tray for the freeze dryer. Just have to spread this out because I found out the reason you want to keep it lower than the rim of the tray is because otherwise, well, it catches on the top and you can't do that. Okay. So, width matters in your freeze dryer, in case you were wondering. This is going to be so much fun. Look at that beautiful Colby or calico. Yep. I'm calling it a Colby Jack. Is that what they call it? Yeah, I can't remember now. Now, one thing I don't want to confuse you about is that I have been doing this for a while, and this is the way that I have my budget set up. You don't have to do it this way, okay? So you can just do whatever it is, however much that you can afford to get yourself stocked up. That's the key. You want to get yourself stocked up at the very least for, 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, a year. But if you can figure out a way to do it, to get yourself stocked up, to get you through the winter for sure, then that's a good start. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like weather-wise, it's going to be a very interesting year. And it also sounds world-wise, it's going to be a very interesting year. So if it's important to you, there's a way to do it. Now we have the shredded calico. I think I did a little bit less of this. That's fine. Okay, my hands have not changed. Phil is coming to be my strength and to cut them up for me. So once you get that part, then here, I don't want to get cut. Okay, then you pull that up and then you pull that, okay? What was this one? Monterey Jack. This one was Monterey Jack. This is going to make some good sandwiches. I don't know what I would do without that man helping me. Okay, so this is the Monterey Jack shredded. And now I have my 4 trays for the freeze dryer. Okay. And we're going to get those ready to go in there. I'm setting it for an additional 24 hours just to make sure that we get all of it completely dry. And then I have to go wheel out the chamber back. Just a couple of preservation tips that you might want to take note of while I'm letting my shoulder rest, okay? So freezing and texture is a thing. It really is. Harder cheeses like cheddar and jack, those freeze much better than softer cheeses like cream cheese. But no matter what, the texture on all of them will change a little bit, but cream cheese changes like a lot. Wax coating versus vacuum sealing is something to consider if you're into that. Waxing is a traditional method. You know, it's fun, it's DIY and all that, but it's a lot messier. Yeah, a lot messier. Vacuum sealing, it's faster, it's definitely reliable, and it's easy to rotate. So that's something to consider if you're looking into, wow, which way am I going to do it? Am I going to have fun or am I just going to get her done? And then next is freeze-dried cheese versus real cheese. Freeze-dried cheese is real cheese. That's the cool part about it, okay? It retains 97% of its nutrients. It's lightweight, it's long-lasting, and it's perfectly good. You just have to make sure that you are sealing it properly and that you get all of the moisture out of it when you're freeze drying it. So that's going to be the trick. That's why I added the extra 24 hours onto the drying process too. Now, something to note is that different methods for different needs. That's what you're going to want to pay attention to. Don't do it just because I'm doing it. Do it because it meets your needs. Now, you're going to have different needs on a working pantry versus a long-term pantry. You know what I mean? Working pantry is what you get into every single day. Short-term is, well, within the next 3 months, 6 months, right? Long-term, a year. So you want to know what you're stocking up for, what period you're stocking up for, and then preserve it in that method. And that's the way to get the most bang out of your buck without wasting any time or money. You know, Napoleon was a jerk, right? He really was. But this only cements it. Napoleon's court once banned cheddar cheese for being too common. Oh, no taste. The man had no taste. Before I get busy vacuum sealing all of this in the chamber vac, okay, because I'm going to have to go wheel that cart out here and do all that fun stuff. Here is just a really quick recap for you because I know there's a lot of information in here, but shredded, cubed, frozen, fridge stored, freeze dried. Every method has a purpose. You have to decide which purposes fit the uses that you want to apply to your storage, to your cheese, right? Buying in bulk is a great way to save money and time. When you factor in not only the cost per pound per ounce, okay, then you also have to factor in gas and you have to factor in time. I have eliminated the gas and the time. It's completely off of my equation now because I'm doing it once and I'm done. And it is significantly less than if I have to go every month or two to pick up cheese. So look at bulk buying versus the other way. If you're interested in Azure, I can't highly recommend them enough. I get what all the hoopla was about, but if you want to check the link in the description box down below, you will be able to find out if there's a drop near you. What kind of cheese is always in your cart? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, friends, this is me. I am going to get busy chamber vacuuming all of this and get it into its respective new home. Until next time, everybody, be safe. Keep stacking it to the rafters, my friends.